Prevent multiple inputs with copper bulbs. This copper bulb can actually be powered again, until we turn off the circuit that I've got in the back here, so we can prevent multiple inputs from happening from the same button. Behind it, all we've got is a comparator, in subtractor mode, looping around to a repeater here, next to a block with a copper bulb there. So, when we power it, this will actually power the block here and keep the copper bulb powered, so we can't send in another signal to turn it off. Until we use this repeater to turn off the comparator here. It needs to be in subtractor mode, because if it's in comparator mode, at full strength of 15, it'll only turn off if a higher signal comes in the side, and we can't really do that. But we can subtract 15 from it by putting 15 in the side and putting this into subtractor mode, turning off the signal and letting us power this again. What's going to happen though is because the bulb is on still, when this signal gets pulsed and the repeater turns off, the comparator will turn back on for just a moment, sending in one more pulse and turning it off. So we've got a pretty simple layout here that you can lay down on the floor, just as long as you've got the copper bulb there and a subtractor looping around to it. Then when we send in our side signal, it'll turn it off. I've got a basic example here with a little bit of an XP setup. So we can press this and it'll start spitting out XP from the floor, but we can't actually activate it again until it finishes. When the timer stops, it'll turn itself back off and let us do it again. Behind it, we've got our circuit, as I showed before, with actually 3 ticks on this repeater here. Because we've got an observer sending a signal out, we need to make sure the pulse is long enough to be read. But otherwise, it's just a hopper clock. I've shown these off many times before, and we know that we can lock it by powering either side here. We've got it locked with a torch here. It stays off until we actually turn the whole circuit on. When it gets powered, this torch will turn off, letting the clock run, and when it fully resets, after all the items have left this hopper, this comparator will turn off, giving us that one pulse. Because when we turn it on, there's already items in here, they're just going to flow over there and turn off whenever it's done. And in terms of the actual XP bottle side, it's pretty simple. Where we have the torch here being turned off, we have a repeater that gets turned on while the circuit's on, using a piston to push down this observer to another observer right next to our dispenser here. And we could pretty easily hook up something else here with a chest and maybe a dropper if you wanted to store more bottles of enchanting in there. Leave your redstone questions in the comments and subscribe for more daily tips. Join the Discord too to see when streams are, and help support me on Coffee if you can too. Peace!